Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video. So today, I'm drawing Mavwika from Genshin Impact. So recently, I've gotten back on my Genshin kick. I've always really liked open world / gacha games. I am a gacha gamer. I do frequent Cookie Run Kingdom, and I enjoy watching Wuthering Waves gameplay. I have yet to get into it, but I think it's a really good game as well. But Genshin is the game I have recently been involved with, and I decided I would draw one of my characters. So I've been in the Genshin fandom since the beginning of the game, but I only recently actually downloaded and played it for the first time back in 2025, I believe, like summer. And you're probably wondering, why did it take you that long? And my answer is, I don't know. Regardless, I really enjoy the game, and I think it's a wonderful experience. And is it really annoying to grind Primo Gems? Yes. But do I do it for the love of the game? Yes. So back when I joined, Mavwika's banner was up, and, well, actually, no. It was Skirk's banner, and I actually wanted Skirk. It was her first run, but I didn't end up getting her, and then I was like, okay, well, Mavwika is getting her run, let me just grab Mavwika, and then I got her within 5 pulls. So I basically got up to what would have been pity for Skirk, and then her banner ended before I could get my last 5 pulls in. And I was really sad, so I'm going to try and get her on her rerun, which is happening right now, which reminds me I have to do my dailies after I record this voiceover, so that's really cool. But I really enjoy Mavwika. Do I have any of the proper teams, artifacts, or building materials for her? Absolutely not. I don't even have Natlin unlocked. I've been there once. I have maybe 2% completion because I wanted to get through Mondstadt and Leeway first, and I'm mostly through Leeway. Mondstadt is completely finished. Well, not 100%, but it's finished. As much as I want to keep exploring Dragonspine, I really no. And then I'm started on Inazuma. I've been to Nodcry because I actually pulled for Varka the other day, and he's a higher level than Mavwika, and I've had him for significantly less time. In fact, I've had him for like 3 weeks, and I've had Mavwika benched, essentially, since I got her. I used her initially, but the team I'm running her with is Diluc, Bennett, Sucrose, I think? And if you know anything about Genshin, that's not a good team for, like, one of the best DPSs in the game. Anyways, let me talk about the art before I keep rambling about Genshin. I could do a whole video, so let me know if you want a whole video about me rambling about Genshin Impact. Today, I decided to, number one, use the Apple iPad's new split screen thing that they updated with. So instead of having my windows like I usually do, I just pop Google in the corner, and that was really useful. And then I'm just doing a simple headshot of Mavwika. I do like her design, but it's kind of complicated, and I end up skipping a lot of the details because I was like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that, and I didn't. It was great. I use this technique that I often do in traditional sketching, where I'll sketch really messily and really lightly, and then I'll kind of erase it with a kneaded eraser, which is a squishy type of eraser, and then I'll go back and I'll basically do quote-unquote line art, but it's still in pencil, just to clean up the sketch further. And so I did the same process here on my iPad, except I just used opacity brushes because it's a lot easier. And then I just kind of doodled her in. Halfway through her hair, I kind of got completely lost, so I end up fixing that a little later. And then I add some hatching and stuff, and I really just wanted to play around with pencil, just kind of enjoying the process. And then you'll see me later add a bit of color, which I'll touch on when we get there. Overall, when I do this sort of pencil technique, I really like to emphasize the lights and the darks, and I like to have that texture. I've really been into texture in my digital art recently, and my traditional art I always have texture because that's just how traditional media is. But for digital art specifically, I've been really into textured brushes and maybe not blending all the way or keeping the blends more painterly. But here I am adding the color using a watercolor brush, which is what I mean by texture. It's technically the gouache brush in Procreate, but same deal, okay? Nobody question it. So here I am adding in a few reds. I mostly just wanted to deepen some of the values. When I use this sort of pencil / watercolor technique, I really just like to add stuff to it. And I wasn't going for a full color piece, I kind of just added stuff where I think it needed to be added. And I actually really like how it turned out. I enjoy the vibe. I think it's very soft. I don't really think it looks like my art style. I think it's a little more semi-realism, which is weird because I never really lean in that direction. I think it's because I rendered the nose so much. I don't usually render noses that much. But overall, I really enjoy this piece. I added a bit of yellow because, again, she is, you know, the sun Archon, so I had to do that for her. I do enjoy her as a character, but I honestly don't know that much about her. I'm really here for the Fatui. I like the villains in Genshin. I think most of them are pretty cool. Anyways, that's all for the speed paint. Thank you all for listening. to me yap about Genshin. I really enjoyed it, and let me know if you'd like another video like this. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!